To get things kicked off here this evening. So first of which, I want to welcome you to tonight's call. You're going to learn a lot of great information regarding ACN. And if you're new to the team, welcome to the number one team in all of ACN. We're going to start by going over a brief business presentation. Most of you have probably already have seen a business presentation. So it's going to be a review. We're going to run through the information. We want you to pay close attention to, the unique way in which we get paid. What makes ACN different than anything else that I've ever seen is residual income. And so we're going to dive into that in a little more detail. After that part of the presentation, we're going to shift gears. We're going to go into a customer training where we're going to teach you word for word, step by step, how to go out and get those first initial customers, get you paid, get you promoted. Then we're going to dive into building a team. And we're going to talk about what you need to do in order to build a team. And then we have an individual that you're going to get a chance to hear a testimonial from that has went out in his first 30 days. He's built a team. He's hit a couple of our quick start bonuses, and he's got a real powerful story for you guys to get a chance to hear from this evening. So to get the call kicked off, we're going to start by showing you the ACN opportunity video. Immediately, I'm going to jump back in, start talking about the presentation, and then we're going to roll right into training. So if you're new to the team, here's how we like to give a round of applause. This is the Rockstar round of applause. So just get comfortable knowing how to give that round of applause as we introduce you to some amazing people here this evening. So to get things started, let's go ahead and roll the video, and I'll come right back and I'll jump into the presentation.
Right now, someone is watching TV, shopping online, sharing on social media, scrolling a news feed, cooking, turning on lights, texting, paying with a credit card, and someone is definitely making a phone call. Now, imagine earning income through your very own business every time a customer pays a bill for services they're already using anyway. With ACN, you can. With a 27-year track record of success, ACN is the largest direct seller of telecommunications, energy, and essential services in the world. Today, we operate in 27 countries and have offices throughout North America, Europe, Latin America, Asia, and the Pacific. We're constantly evolving our portfolio of products to stay ahead of what millions of consumers and businesses need and use every day. Now, ACN has added identity theft protection through ID Seal to its suite of essential services. Thanks to ACN's innovative mindset, we're just getting started, and the world is taking notice. Inc. magazine also recently recognized ACN as a private titan, a designation reserved for the largest and most iconic privately held companies in the world. This is your opportunity to establish your very own ACN business, offering the essential services that people and businesses already use every day, and an opportunity to get paid every time they pay a bill for these services. It's your life. Imagine earning an income on your own terms. That's what ACN is all about, and now you can be a part of it.
All right, I think the video does a great job showcasing ACN, giving you a little vision on what we're doing here this evening. My job is just to give you a quick run through on the ACN opportunity. So just sit back, relax, take in all the information here this evening that's going to help you to not only get involved in the opportunity, but be able to take advantage of what we're doing here this evening. Now, my name is Patrick Mazer. I'm a senior vice president with ACN, celebrating over 19 years in this amazing opportunity. And just like all of you, I was looking for other ways of making money, other things that I could do to bring revenue into my home. And I love the concept of business ownership. When I was able to sit in this presentation, the first thing I did is I got a chance to learn more about the company ACN. Come to find out, they started back in 1993. I love the fact that they had over 20 plus years of success behind them. Today, we're doing business globally. Imagine making money in 27 other countries around the world. And if you just look at what we've done in the last 5 years alone, we've created over $4 billion in sales. Matter of fact, we're recognized today as the world's largest direct seller of telecom, energy, and essential services. Now, tonight, we're going to dive into those services where we're going to be talking about the wireless opportunity. Imagine being able to save people money on their cell phone service, whether it be the AT&T network or the 5G network that we're going to be talking about here this evening. Matter of fact, high-speed internet and television, gas and electricity, home security and automation. We even work in the credit card processing, the payment processing industry, and our newest partnership, as you saw in the video, cybersecurity giant ID Seal. And what we're doing today is protecting people's information. Now, we go direct to consumer. We're using an independent rep model. Matter of fact, it's done so well that we've attracted the attention of major companies around the world. And tonight, we're going to show you how to be involved in your very own online business. Now, the total investment to get started is $199 one time with a $25 a month business support fee. What does that do? Number one, that gives you business ownership. See, that's what I was looking for. Just like everybody here tonight, I wanted to work for me. And when they talked about building an online store and hosting the online store and doing all the product ordering and information, matter of fact, we don't even do any customer care. If somebody has a question, they're going to go and get that question answered by DirecTV or AT&T or whoever they go do business with. Matter of fact, all you and I are going to do is connect the customer and the companies together, and we're going to get paid for doing so. Now, the customer doesn't have to spend any money. Matter of fact, when I first signed in, I went to my mom and I said, look, would you support me? I just started my own business. She said, I'll do anything I can do to help you. I said, well, look, one of the services that we market is cell phone service. She said, well, I don't need a phone. I said, look, that's fine. You don't need a phone. You have a phone. All we need to do is take you to my online store and see if there's a package that would save you a little bit of money. Come to find out, we found a service that would save her over $25 a month. Now think about this. Here's my mom on a fixed budget, fixed income. She could save $25 a month on her cell phone plan. She signed up immediately. Well, that happens to be one service. She had electricity and natural gas, high-speed internet. By the time we were done, there was over 7 services she was able to benefit on. Between my house and her house, we had over 11 different services. And if you look at our program, that's a $600 direct deposit. Now, remember, she didn't have to pay any money. She went to a store, she saw a service that she would benefit from, she signed up for that service, and you get paid. Now, there's no limit to how many bonuses you and I can make by referring these services to people we know. Doesn't matter if it's a business or a residential customer. Now, that's the first way you and I get paid, on customer bonuses. But let's talk about the next way we get paid. When these customers pay their bills, just like you do, just like I do, you and I get paid a percentage of that bill, anywhere from 3% all the way to 20% of somebody's bill. Now imagine, I signed customers up 19 years ago. Every single month for 19 years, they've paid their bill. I've got a direct deposit into my bank account. Now, how many of you here tonight would be excited going to bed knowing that every month your family got paid off something you did one time? And so I think we all can agree there's a lot of people in the world right now that are looking for other ways of making money. Let's say you refer them into ACN as a business. Well, guess what? If they sign up, they're part of your team, and you're going to get paid overriding bonuses and overriding residual income. That means when your teammates get started in ACN, they're going to get their own store, they're going to get their own services. You're going to get a bonus when they go out and get a bonus. So imagine the partnership that you have with somebody, helping them get customers, so you get a bonus and they get a bonus on the same customer. But it gets better. Imagine getting paid 4% on customers that you don't know. 4% every month on somebody's bill in a city you don't live or a country you don't visit, but you get paid every single month on those services. See, you can see why people are flocking to our opportunity literally all over the world right now, because it just makes sense. Now, I've been doing this, as mentioned, for a little over 19 years. And for some people that might sound like a long time, but for me, it feels like just yesterday. I got started in this business. Now, I'd love to introduce you to a couple of individuals that signed up, that have went out and taken advantage of our opportunity on a very high level. The first individual you're going to hear from, you're going to recognize, for those of you that watch A&E Flip This House. He was the lead character on A&E Flip This House. Matter of fact, he did 3 seasons with A&E. Today, he's an incredibly successful real estate investor, jumped into ACN, got promoted to regional director, and you're going to get a chance to meet him here tonight on the Zoom. His name is Peter Pasternak, regional director out of Atlanta, Georgia. Peter, thank you for joining us. I'd love to turn the call over to you.
Thank you, Patrick. It's always a pleasure. Like Patrick said, my name is Peter Pasternak. I'm a real estate investor here in Atlanta, Georgia. I had the opportunity to see this presentation about a year ago. And the first thing that hit me was that I could make residual income on my Airbnbs and my long-term rentals. How great to make money when before it was just an expense. And I've been with ACN a little bit over a year. And during that time, I've acquired over 1,000 customers. And really a big part of my success is due to the training and support that we receive from our Rockstar system. And with that, I'm turning back to Patrick.
And congratulations. How many of you heard over 1,000 customers? See, Peter has been able to implement this into his day-to-day operation. Today, he's having tremendous success in our business model, and he's helping people around the world make money on residual income. And thank you, Peter, for being a success story here with us this evening. But women are winning too. We've got Maria with us here today. Maria is a regional director. She happens to be out of the state of Connecticut, but her business is global. And today she joined us just to share with you a little vision on what ACN has done for her and her family. And, you know, I'd love for you to give a chance, Maria, just to share your experience with all of us tonight.
Absolutely. Welcome to Tuesday nights, my favorite night of the week right now. My name is Maria Rose. I'm from Connecticut, like Patrick said, and I'm a mom. I'm a traditional business owner. I've also worked, corporate 9 to 5, and all of those things, like they owned me and my time. And I just wanted complete freedom and autonomy to do what I wanted to do and spend time with my kids. I took a look at this business. I saw the simple system and I got trained. I came to meetings like this, and today I get paid on over 1,600 customers every single month. And I did not know residual was there for someone like me, but it is, and it's the best way to get paid. So thank you so much, and back to you, Mr. Mazur.
Wow, congratulations. How many of you heard 1,600 services that her family's getting paid on? And tonight we're going to teach you how to do the exact same thing. And I want you to do a couple things. Number one, I know that we're living in a time where there's a lot of distractions. Can we just have you pay attention for the next 40 minutes? And the reason for that is, number one, we're all here together tonight. We want to learn. We want to be successful in this opportunity. And it's rare in life that you get a chance to learn from somebody that's already had unprecedented success. Matter of fact, had done so well in our opportunity, got the opportunity to leave corporate America, vice president position of a major financial institution. Because of the ACN opportunity, today she's a regional vice president, gets paid on over 11,000 customers. And she's going to take the next handful of minutes and teach you some of the most important things that you and I are going to need to know. Number one, the services that we sell. You're going to want to take notes on those. Number two, the point structure in which we use in order for you to get paid. And number three, she's going to show you where to go get the information necessary to help your team grow. So if we can, let's just welcome to the front of the Zoom tonight our very own regional vice president, Alejandra Kalman, everybody. Alejandra, the call is all yours.
Absolutely excited to be with you guys here tonight. And first and foremost, give it back to Patrick. For those of you that are already in our business, he needs no introduction. But, for those of you that are new in our business, just to know that you get, to be mentored by the number one person in all of ACN for the last 15 years in a row, that is a blessing in and on itself, something that none of us should take ever for granted. So thank you, Patrick, so much for giving up your time here with us tonight. And guys, my job is to teach you how to get paid, but most importantly, to teach you how to help other people get paid. Because once you understand the concept of our business, the most beautiful part of our business is how many people can we help get paid. And once you understand how to get paid, and you'll see that by helping other people to get paid is that you are going to go generate a lot of income in ACN. So let me explain what I just said. If that made any sense to some of you tonight, maybe some, what is she talking about? Let's talk about making money in ACN. And the first thing that you need to know about making money in ACN, that when a person comes into our business, our immediate goal, our 24-hour goal, something that we need to do for everybody initially is to get them paid and promoted. See, our very first promotion is called customer qualified. And as soon as we get you customer qualified, you will be in a position to generate income in ACN. If you're not customer qualified, you'll never make money in ACN. And that way, if we qualify a person right away, we get them paid and promoted right away, and a couple of things can happen. First and foremost, they make money. Now, a person that made money now feels a little bit more confident. How many of you maybe got your first check from an ACN, those of you that are already in the business, and immediately got paid, and that raised your level of confidence? All of us. Doesn't matter what the amount of that check is. And second, all of us came here to generate income. So we don't want you to miss any bonuses. We're going to get you what we call customer qualified right away. Now, what is customer qualified? Customer qualified simply means that you come in and we set up 3 services for you. Now, those 3 services don't have to be yours. They could be somebody else's. They could be yours and somebody else's. They could be all yours if you want it. But if we set up 3 services for you, and those 3 services add up to 7 points, and you will see later on my presentation how each one of our services is tied to a point value. So those 3 services add up to 7 points. You're customer qualified, congratulations. And we can also bring 2 services and add them up to 12 points, and you're also customer qualified. Now that will trigger your first direct deposit. Now, why do I tell you that this is a simple business and all that we have to do is help a lot of people go CQ? See, when I joined this business, I knew nothing about network marketing. I knew nothing about direct sales. I knew nothing about services, and I had very little time. So they told me, get very good at inviting people, which the next presenter is going to teach you how to do. And then as soon as they join the business, get them paid. At first, I didn't know what they meant, but this is what they meant. One, I had people that were confident because now they got paid. But not only that, now that new person brought 3 services. Now, if I come in and I bring 3 services, and then I invite Maria and she brings 3 services, how many services my family is getting paid on? 6. See, Maria in turn invites Peter, and what we're going to do with Peter in the first 24 hours, we're going to get them CQ. So once we help Peter get CQ, now how many customers does my family get paid on? 9. Now Peter invites Patrick, and we can help Patrick go CQ right away on his first 24 hours. That's 3 more services. Now, how many customers my family gets paid on? 12. So by helping a lot of people get CQ, not only you have an army of people that are getting paid, everybody's happy on the team. Now also you are accumulating customers that are going to go pay bills, and you're going to make residual income. See, I've been doing this for 8 years now. In the first 4 years, I did it part-time, spare-time, so the very crux of my schedule. This was some very simple business. And then I was able to commit to it full-time because I could. Now, I come from a corporate background. I was VP at one big financial institution called American Express. Most of you probably know it. So I made good money. I just didn't have any residual income. So this was a great opportunity in a simple manner for my family to generate residual income on something that I don't know about your life, but I would probably tell you that without knowing you, I can assure you that these bills are residual to you. Now, let's take a look at the sources of customers. Where do these customers come from? Now, the next presenter is going to teach you how to invite and make your life super simple into a Zoom presentation where your guests can take a look at that presentation and see exactly what is it that we do. Now, can you also agree that some people will say, this sounds great. That's the Alejandras of the world, the Marias of the world, the Peters of the world, the Bobs of the world, and we're going to be able to build residual income together. But can you agree some people are going to say, no, this is not for me. My cousin was one of them. Love my cousin. She just didn't want to do the business. Now, guess what my cousin Veronica still has to do every single day of her life? She still has to pay her electric. She still has to pay her cell phone. So why not help her family member? She became my customer right away. People that you do business with. Now, whether you have a client, you're in the real estate world and you're closing on homes, or you're a property manager and you have tenants, or maybe you have clients of any sorts, or you are somebody else's client. Can you agree those two are two businesses relationships that go both ways? So, I'm a client for my nail salon. I'm a client for my hair salon. They know me. They know me by name. Why do they know me? Because I'm loyal to them. Now, if we're loyal to each other in business, doesn't it make sense that we continue to be loyal to each other and just offer your new business? See, every single one person that I do business with or that I'm loyal to, like my cleaning person and my landscaper and every single person that I pay a check to, they're my customers. Now, friends and family, now they don't even stand the chance, but they're not technical people. See, when I went to my cousin after the presentation, I didn't say, hey, Veronica, do you want to save money on your electric? No, this is what I said. Ronnie, I need a huge favor. And she said, sure, what do you need? And I said, okay, I worked 15 hours at the bank. You know how crazy my life is. It's not going to get any better. And what's worse, my retirement scares me. That is if I don't get laid off before. And so because of that, I need to do something different. So remember what you saw the other day, that presentation you saw the other day? Absolutely, I remember. Okay, great. Would you help me out and try one of my services? It would mean the world to me. What do you think my cousin said? Screw your retirement plan. I don't care if you work 15-hour days. She said, absolutely. If you're serious about it, sure, I'll help however way I can. She became my first and best customer. And then last but not least, yourself. Now you got to think of like a business owner. And I think it's difficult to do in our business because you bought a business for $200 and you have no overhead and you have no stress. So it's hard to say, you know what, I just bought a business. Now, if you play with your business as a little game, it'll play back to you. But if you come to your business and you say, you know what, I'm going to treat it like a business. I'm going to be serious about this. Now, if you're serious about the new restaurant that you just bought, would you try the food that the chef cooked before you actually open the doors? Or you're just going to wing it? If you're serious about the Toyota dealership you just bought, are you going to buy and drive Toyota? Or are you going to be running around in your Honda and just hope everybody else doesn't see it? See, if you're serious about your ACM business, the only way that you're going to understand the services that you have is by owning them. When I hear one of my new business partners get a deal or get Vivint Home Security, I get happy. I don't get happy because now I'm going to get one more service under my residual. No, I get happy because I'm like, shoot, now they're going to try it. Now they're going to be trained. Now they're going to really be serious about the service. Now they're going to be able to share the service instead of sell the service. Now they're going to be able to get customers themselves. If they tell me, Alejandra, you know what, I have LifeLock, well, that is fine. I hope LifeLock sends your kids to college. I hope LifeLock gets your retirement plan. I hope LifeLock pays you the residual income if you're so loyal to them. Does that make sense? You gotta be loyal to your business. Now, if I'm a realtor, many realtors in the call here today, and you go to your mom's house and you see a for sale sign outside with somebody else's face on it, would you be okay with it? Be honest, would you be okay with it? Most likely you would not, but you're okay with your mom paying electric through somebody else or cell phone through somebody else because you have not taken your ACM business seriously. And if you don't take it seriously, it just won't take you seriously back. You may be able to make a couple $100 here and there, maybe a couple thousand, but you will not make life altering money. Now, let's take a look at how we make money here. This is how we make money. The first way that we're going to make money is called personal customers and acquisition bonuses. What I love about these bonuses is that it's immediate money that ACN will pay you the moment you acquire those customers yourself, whether it's your own services or somebody else's. But it's immediate money that I never returned. I'm not here for immediate money. I'm here for residual, but I never returned a bonus. Now, the best part about ACN is that they will pay you bonuses to go build your residual. How great is that? Now, that qualification that I told you about will actually trigger your first direct deposit. That'll be $75. But take a look at 5 services with 10 points, because I think it's a great sweet spot right there. 5 services with 10 points, which is much easier to remember, pays you a full $200. That is a full $200. What I love about that full $200 is the fact that that is a return on investment. Everything else is profit after that. So if you make that your immediate goal, I think it would be the smart thing to do. Every 3 services thereafter is another 200, another 3 services, another 200. There's absolutely no limit on any amount of money you can make. Now, I love that. But let's take a look at our call to action. The very first thing that I would do immediately is get customer qualified. Then when people ask you, have you made money on ACN? The answer will be yes. And then let's host a Zoom meeting, because out of that Zoom meeting, you're not going to only get business partners, you're also going to get customers like I did my cousin. Now, let's take a look at our point services. If you have a phone at hand, please take a screenshot of your computer. If you're doing this on your smartphone, just go ahead and do a screenshot right now. And what I want you to do is not remember this, but understand that each one of our services is set to a point value. Now, there are some of our services that are the most lucrative and the simplest to do. That would be identity theft protection. It's super simple to do. It takes you all about 5 minutes. Electricity or gas in any deregulated market, it literally takes you 2 minutes to do. Home security service, we don't even do it ourselves. Just have to be in touch with our sales reps in Vivint. And then wireless service, which is going to be a phenomenal service for you. And then, of course, everything else also counts, but those are the most lucrative ones. Now, if you look at the high pointers, like annual IV seals or home security, I absolutely love those high point values because they're going to help you get qualified much easier. So here they give you an example, and they say, okay, imagine that you go ahead and you get a home security system for yourself. That is 8 points. And then you get your identity theft protection quarterly. That's 4 points. Boom, you're customer qualified. You could have done that with also somebody else's security system. It doesn't matter if it's yours or somebody else's. Now let's take a look at this incredible bonus offer that is offered for the month of August only. So it's very limited time. And any 3 customers for energy that you get, whether that is electricity, gas, doesn't matter. Every 3 services for energy you get is a $150 bonus, which is awesome. And then electricity customers this month are going to be double points. Now, in the month of August, we have a fast start bonus for becoming an executive team leader. Tie on your seatbelts because the next presenter is going to tell you what that is. But that is a minimum bonus of $500. So just write that down. My immediate goal in the first 30 days is to become an executive team leader so that I can get at a minimum my $500 bonus. The next presenter is going to go over. So let's create your story. My story is old and completely unrelatable. You cannot sit in front of me and tell me with the honest truth, yeah, I can see 80 years down the line. It's much easier to see 30 days down the line. It's much easier to see, well, how this person that it just invited me just made $1,000, just made $2,000 in the first 30 days. That's a lot more powerful. So let's get you secure right away. We have incredible trainings that are called kickoff parties. So if you're on the call today, reach out to your upline, ask them when is their kickoff party so we can help you get secure right away. And then let's go collect money. And let's do it today because honestly, procrastination is the thief of opportunity and success loves speed. So with that, I'm going to get myself out of the way because I'm going to bring the next presenter. Actually, you've heard from him earlier today. But this person actually have built the system that he's about to teach you on how to go build a massive distribution in ACN. But the best part about the system that he built is that it allowed our team to be the #1 team in production for the last 15 years in a row. Now, how many of you were very impressed when Tom Brady went and won 7 Super Bowls in a row? And everybody said, oh, 7 Super Bowls. Well, this individual won 15. And we have him right here in front of us to teach us how is it that he was able to lead the #1 team for the last 15 years in a row. And you on this training tonight are very blessed to hear from himself. And that is no one better to teach you this. I promise you, there is not one better person to teach you this. The #1 producing senior vice president, Circle of Champions member, my personal mentor, Mr. Patrick Macer.
Thank you so much, Alejandra. Didn't she do an amazing job, talking about these services, having you understand exactly what you need to go do to get yourself in profit. Matter of fact, to get yourself moving down the road so you can have a residual lifestyle the way Alejandra does with 11,000 reoccurring customers. Let's give her another Rockstar round of applause, everybody. Great job, Alejandra. Appreciate you. My job here today is to talk about building distribution. See, I think we would all agree nobody would know who this guy was if he had 1 store. The reason why you know who that man is because he has 11,000 stores around the world. Now, how many of us agree brick and mortar's dying, click and mortar's living, yes or no? And you have an opportunity tonight to be able to create virtual stores around the world. See, but it starts with you. That's what I love about the fact that #1, I became a customer of all the services. I wanted to have my testimonial. I wanted to be able to tell people what you're hearing tonight's true. #2, can we agree it gave me an opportunity to get paid on my own services? But #3, it trained me. Like, look, I don't want to make mistakes on people that want to do business with me. I want to get all that out of the way so that when people come into my opportunity, I know everything there is to know about these services. And look, your storefront's here for you. You got a coach, you got a mentor. Do you realize the people that are working with you only get paid if you get paid? How many of you love having a coach and a mentor? How many of you love having somebody that's there to help you every single step of the way? And that's what we're going to do here tonight is we're going to introduce you to the second part of our training, which is building your team, which is creating residual income based on the customers that other people go out and get. Now, Alejandro talked about our bonus, which I want you to understand. Number one, you want to go out and get your 5 services. Immediately a $200 direct deposit, creating residual income for your family. Next thing you're going to do, let's get 2 people in this right away. First 30 days. What does that mean? That means 30 days from the day you get started. So if you get started today, 30 days from today, you have to do this example. If you can do it, $725 direct deposit coming your way, and you can make much more. I'm just showing you how you can get out of the gates and take advantage of the bonus that ACN has on the table for anybody that gets started in the month of August. Now, let me talk a little bit about building that distribution. Alejandra went through the services. She talked about the bonuses and what you need to do to make some additional money on energy. Energy's great. I love electricity. I love gas. I love the fact that every 3 customers gives you an additional $150 on top of the compensation plan. Now, let's talk about that fast start bonus. ETL first 30 days. If you're taking notes, write that down. ETL first 30 days. And let me talk a little bit about how that works. Number one is they're going to give you ETL, which means you have 30 customer points. But here's the key, and I want you to pay close attention to this. 15 of those points have to come from your downline. That means if you go out and get 30 customer points today, you are an executive team leader, but you are not going to get the additional $425 bonus. So I just want to make sure you understand that distinction. Now, in this example, we said you went out, you got a handful of customers, and then you turned around and introduced this to somebody else, and they got a handful of customers. And within your first 30 days, you were able to hit executive team leader. Now, this gives you some other examples. Let's say that you did what Alejandro talked about, and you got 10 points in 5 services. Instead of it being an extra 425, it's a 625. Let's say you go out and get an additional 8 services, 16 points, then it goes into 825. So does everybody understand that every service and every point counts towards your bonus? That's why I love the fact that, look, is everybody going to do ACN? Absolutely not. But let me tell you what they will do. They will be a customer if you ask them, do me a favor. Would you support me? Would you help me out in my new business? And that's something that I became really good at, is asking people to help me out and to become a customer and to support me in my new business. Now, let's talk about setting up that Zoom meeting. Folks, listen, what's exciting about 2021 is you can do this on Zoom, that you can literally invite people around the world to come take a look at your business. But the first thing we have to do is we've got to schedule our Zoom event. Now, look, I do these on the hour. So let's say tomorrow at 11 a.m. or Thursday at 4 o'clock or Thursday at 5 o'clock or Thursday at 6 o'clock, whatever time works good for you. But if you don't book the Zoom meeting, we can't help you have success. So the first thing you got to do is you got to book your Zoom meeting, okay? Now, if you already have a Zoom meeting booked, can you put it in the chat just so we can recognize everybody that has a Zoom meeting booked for the next handful of days? And if you don't have a Zoom meeting booked, let the person you know that you're working with that you want to book a Zoom meeting. So if you already have your Zoom meeting booked, go ahead and put it in the chat. Jeff has one for Wednesday at 6 p.m. Congratulations, Jeff. You're going to have a lot of success. You've already booked your Zoom meeting for 6 p.m. Wednesday. Anybody else that have already booked your Zoom meeting, I'd love to recognize you. August 6th. Great. Gino, we got you on Wednesday. Great. Neil, tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Neil, great. Sanjita, 6 p.m. Great. Rosalie, she has one tomorrow for 12 p.m. Thomas Barr, in his team, he has 19 Zoom meetings in his team. Congratulations, Thomas Barr. He's a top producing regional director. Also, the 17th of Friday, Michael, 17 between now and Friday. Great job. Peter Pasternak, tomorrow at 1 o'clock and 5 o'clock. Peter Francis, Saturday at 6 p.m. Thursday at 3 p.m. Javon, new IBO. Cal, 3 p.m. tomorrow. So 3 p.m. tomorrow, Cal is going to launch his business with Javon, who is a regional director. Now, does everybody see how they're now scheduling their events? And you can keep putting it in the chat if you scheduled your event. Just text the person you're working with. Hey, I'd like to do Thursday at 5 o'clock, Thursday at 8 o'clock, Thursday at 7 o'clock, whatever time works best for you. Now, let's talk about what you did. The first thing you did is you scheduled your Zoom meeting. Now we're going to start to coach you on how to have a great Zoom meeting. Now, let's talk about some mechanics that we have to do. The first thing we want to do is build a list of names. Now, here's been my experience. Everybody who's over the age of 18 years old knows hundreds and hundreds of people. So what we've got to do is we've got to start to build that list of names. Now, I like to talk to business owners, people that have done network marketing, people that have done real estate, because you're going to find that they gravitate towards other ways of making money. Now, don't prejudge anyone, because look, Alejandra wasn't a business owner, but she was a very successful executive at American Express. Maria was self-employed. You heard Peter Pasternak. He's a real estate professional. I had a t-shirt business. So what you want to do is you want to build the list of people, but you want to focus in on people that fall into that category. Business owners, network marketing experience, people that have done real estate, whether it be from property managers to people that flip properties to people that invest in properties. Now, your job is to invite. Now, here's my experience. The bigger the Zoom meeting, the more success you're going to have. Now, here's my challenge. Anybody tonight that puts 20 or more people on a Zoom, I will personally come to that Zoom, or my brother, Mike Mazer, Senior Vice President, will be at your personal Zoom. So if any of you here tonight can put over 20 people on a Zoom meeting, you will have a Senior Vice President show up, somebody who's made tens of millions of dollars in doing what we're doing tonight. How many of you'd love to have somebody show up that could say those things? Guys, I mean, tens of millions of dollars doing it. I'm working directly with you. They will see me or my brother Mike on that Zoom. So that's my challenge to anybody here tonight. And I know there's probably a couple people that are going to take me up on that challenge. Probably not everybody, but I know there's a couple people that are going to take me up on that challenge. I got one person that said, I'll have 20 plus people Thursday at 7 p.m. Great. I can't wait to meet your guests on that Zoom meeting. Now that goes for everybody on here, all 67 people on here. If you can put 20 people on a Zoom, you will have a Senior Vice President show up at your Zoom presentation. Now, look, when I started ACN, the person that did my presentation, they were involved 30 days before me. How many of you agree they probably weren't a Senior Vice President? You know, they couldn't talk about making tens of millions of dollars. Now, look, we still had success, but not the kind of success I would have had if I was able to say the gentleman I have on the call here tonight has done exceptionally well. So I'm just throwing that out to you so that you can go after that 20 people on a Zoom and have us show up and be a testimonial on behalf of you and your guests. Now, let's talk a little bit about how to get them to show up. Well, the first thing I want you to do is to take a picture of what we're going to do right now. Take a picture of this particular sample script. And the reason for that is this is going to give you the words that work, meaning we're going to be able to show you exactly what to say when you pick up that phone. Now, the first thing I ask somebody is, do you look at other ways of making money? Do you look at other ways of making money? Now, most people are going to say yes to that question. When they do, hey, listen, so do I. Don't know if you know this about me, but my parents can't retire. And because my parents can't retire, I started looking for some new opportunities. I came across an individual. His name is Peter Pasternak. Now, Peter is having massive financial success. He's expanding something into our marketplace. And tomorrow at 7 p.m., he's going to be sharing with me what he's doing. I'd love to have you come meet Peter tomorrow. Can I put you down for coming? Now, think about what I did. Number one, I asked him a simple question. Do you look at other ways of making money? Number two, I related to you by telling you why I'm looking. How many of us related to parents not being able to retire, or kids wanting to go to college, or maybe concerned about your own retirement, or maybe concerned about the industry you're in based on all the craziness we've been through the last 18 months. So here's my goal. My goal is to talk about an expert. And the reason I'm talking about an expert is I don't want to be the one answering any questions. I don't want to be the one giving the presentation. I want to talk about the expert. Now, here's what my experience is. Practice makes better. How many of you agree you got to practice? Now, I don't want you to practice on your top people. I don't want you to call your number one person and try to invite them, and all of a sudden your words get twisted and they say, I'm not interested. See, my experience is people that practice the script have a lot of success. Now, your goal and my goal is the same goal, to put as many people in front of this information. And so the people that I've worked with in the past that have had the most success, the Marias of the world, the Peters of the world, the Alejandros of the world, let me tell you what they have in common: big meetings. They put together big meetings and they created a story for their first 30 days. Matter of fact, tonight we've got an executive team leader on with us this evening. He's out of the Pennsylvania marketplace. He was able to go out in his first 30 days and do exactly what we're teaching you here to do tonight. He made a big list. He called a bunch of people. He invited them to come take a look at the ACN opportunity. And today he's having a lot of success. And that's Mr. Bill William. And Bill, if you don't mind, maybe you can just share your experience with us here tonight. What's happened in that first 30 days of your business and how you and your family has benefited financially? I'd love for you to share if you could.
Hi, thanks for having me on today, Patrick. Anyway, it's Bob. I know you messed it up. You had it right all day today.
I was calling you Bill, dollar bill, Bob.
You're the first
bill,
one
you
to
know
do it.
that.
Don't be the last. Hey, anyway, everybody, my name is Bob Willman. I'm with the White Cane Foundation here in Western Pennsylvania. Our organization, we're a nonprofit. What we do is we help people get visual care and services, whether they can afford it or not. And people have lost their vision, we help them get other services. So anyway, short story here. I was approached by Joel and Doc Ballard, who was with ACN, and they'd kind of heard about us and said, hey, what do you think about this? Are you looking at different way to make money? And I'm thinking, well, yeah, my foundation's always looking for a way to make money. Presented it to us, and perfect fit. So, like Patrick said, started 30 days, got my list together, started calling, started talking to people, kept it simple. Do you want to make, a different way to make money? Yeah, this is why I'm doing it. Right. This might be perfect for you. And we started rolling here, and here we go. So it has been great. Now, what's the best part about this whole thing is I didn't have to do it all by myself. I have a team. I have Joel. I have Doc Ballard. I got Patrick. I've got Alejandra. If I need her, I know I can call her up, and she's going to be there to walk me through whatever question I have, because guess what? I'm good at what I do in my world. This is a whole new creature, but I have a team, and that's what it's all about. I've owned businesses and stuff like that. I sell coffee. I mean, I have White Cane Coffee. I sell coffee all across the country. I didn't know squat. I had to learn a lot of it on my own and make things happen. Okay. Now, this is the first time where I have a whole team behind me and my foundation who have my success at their foremost thought. That's important. So that's what I do. Okay. Now, one of the first things I did, my own services. I have my utilities. My son said, what are you doing? I'm okay. I'm doing this. Sign me up. So boom. Now he's also an ETL first 30 days, right? talks to his mother and says, hey, that's what I'm doing. Boom, she's CQ qualified. Okay, it's working here. Other people are there. I got phone calls today from up in Erie, Pennsylvania saying, hey, heard you were doing this. You want my utility bills? Why, yes, I do. I mean, it just keeps going out farther and farther. I'm meeting with the Chamber of Commerce tomorrow, meeting with the Rotary Club tomorrow, because they all want to know what I'm doing. And when I walk in that room, I'm looking at customers. That's my goal right here. That's what I'm looking at, is customers, because they're going to help me and the foundation get to where we need to be. Why? ACN. That's it in a nutshell, folks.
Hey,
So,
Bob, if you don't mind, tell everybody your first 30 days, what you and your family were able to make in that first 30 days.
first 30 days, I was, checking my bank account, and I said, where did that $2,500 come from? Then I went and I checked my back office, and I found out where that $2,500 came from. Okay. And that was first 30 days. What do I plan on this month? Oh, I plan on doubling that. Okay. Because this is the way it works. I see, regional director in my future. That's what I have up on my board. I got a big RD written up there, because that's where it's going to be. Because you know what? I'm hanging on your shirt tail. I'm going to have you drag me all the way up there.
Well, Bob, first of which, thank you for what you're doing. How many of us got a lot here from Bob, right? $2,500 his first 30 days in business. He's out getting customers. He's sharing his why. People want to support Bob because, Bob's supporting a foundation. And see, here's what I love best about ACN is that your reason why will get you out there talking to people. Your reason why is going to get you picking up that phone. And imagine if somebody didn't call Bob. Imagine if they prejudged him. Imagine if they would have said, hey, he's too busy and he's got his own coffee business and he's got a foundation and he's a family man. And right, how many of us here would have prejudged an amazing leader, all because we didn't pick up the phone? But here's what I do know. There's a lot of people like Bob and Patrick out there in the world that are looking for opportunity. And your job and my job is to pick up that phone and give them a call. Now imagine Bob's story. For him to be able to say, hey guys, I've only been doing this for 30 days. I mean, can we agree after 30 days, you're not an expert in anything, right? 30 days, he's still figuring things out. He's still getting comfortable. But imagine his testimonial saying, guys, I'm brand new. I'm real busy with what I'm doing right now. But in the cracks of my schedule, I've been able to get involved in my very own business, made over $2,500 in my first 30 days. Now, how many of us agree that's not even residual? That's just bonus money. Imagine what that income is going to look like in the next 6 to 12 months based on the first 30 days of Bob's business. So Bob, we're super proud of you. We know you're on your way to regional director. I love how you have it written down. That's really the key for anyone that wants to make big money in our company. Regional director is where you need to be in order for that to happen. But let's give Bob a round of applause here. Thank you very much, Bob. We're super proud of you.
Hey, thanks for having me on. You'll see me every Tuesday. You'll see me on Fridays, my Sundays. I swear I'm on these things every day because I learn something new every time.
Amen. And that's the sign of a leader. A sign of a leader means finish never is. How many of us agree with that? Meaning I'd hate to go to a doctor that said, hey, heck, I quit learning back in college. How many of you agree that's called second opinion? Or imagine going to your attorney and say, I haven't picked up a book since law school. How many of us agree you're probably going to get a guilty plea? See, you've got to remember that learning is in a continued sport for all of us. And I love how, Bob, you're putting your business to action. You're out there doing what we're talking about here tonight. And I want to just show you how simple this is. See, anybody can do what Bob did here this evening. Number one thing he did, he said, I scheduled some Zoom meetings. How many of you heard that? Number two, he made up his list and he's picked up the phone, and Bob's script was really good. Hey, do you look at other ways of making money? Great. I got a foundation. I'm always looking to make some additional revenue, but let me tell you about my expert, and let the experts go to work for you. The final piece is a confirmation list. See, every single person that tells you they're coming, we want to get a confirmation list so that we can give them a call and confirm them for your upcoming event. It's very important. How do I know that I'm coming to your Zoom meeting? Because you have over 20 people on that confirmation list. Does that make sense? When they call me up and said, Patrick, Tuesday night at 8:30, we need you. We got 20 people on a call. That's how I'm going to show up and do that testimonial and sign everybody up on your Zoom call. Now, if they have some questions, be new. I'm not the expert, but let me tell you who is. His name's Peter Pasternak. He knows all about this. He deals in essential services, and I want you to get a chance to come meet Peter. Can I put you down for coming? Now, be professional. Have your professional background. You know, in 2021, you got to remind people, like, guys, keep your camera on. You know what I mean? It's hard enough to do business online, let alone if they're talking to a blank screen. So make sure you have your camera on, have some lights on, have your video on, make sure you test your speaker, and then send that last minute text message out about 15 minutes before the meeting begins, letting everybody know the event is about to begin. And then your job is just do the introduction. Your job is to welcome everybody out. Your job is to introduce that speaker, and then you can sit back and relax. How many of us like that? Man, I made some phone calls. I got everybody on the Zoom. I introduced my speaker. Then I sat back and relaxed, and I let my speaker go to work for me. I let that expert go to work for me, and they're going to do the same thing here for you. Now let's schedule that Zoom meeting right now, within the next 24 to 48 hours. Don't put it off the next week. Don't put it off to the middle of August. You need to get things started right now so you can have that 30-day story like Bob, so that you can talk about making $2,500 plus in that first 30 days of business. Now, here's been my experience. You know, look, you're going to run into three types of people. The first type of person, we like to call them apples. That's a red apple. Can we agree my mom was a red apple? She said yes to the service. How many of us have some red apples in our life? How many have some people that are just going to say anything for you, or I'll help you out? And that's usually your best friend. That's usually a family member, somebody that you can go to that's just naturally going to want to support and help you. The second type of apple we call a green apple. That's somebody that maybe has some questions. How many of you agree? You're going to ask some people, hey, do you want to be a customer? Would you help me out? Well, how does it work? You know, how do I benefit? How simple is it to be a customer? Does it cost me any money? Now, can we agree some green apples are going to turn red, right? Maybe with a couple of questions that you answer, they might go from maybe, I don't know, to yes, based on how you answer their question. But the third type of apple is a brown apple. Now, how many of you have ever been sent to the store? Maybe your spouse says, hey, honey, before you come home, I want you to pick up some apples. And you go to the produce section of the store. How many of you know what I'm talking about? And there's a big bin of apples, and you reach into that bin of apples, and all of a sudden your fingers start to go into the apple, right? It's so soft. It's so rotten. Now, what's the last thing you would do? Put that apple in your cart. Right? You wouldn't take that apple home and tell your spouse, honey, I found a brown apple. But I think if we talk to it long enough, if we motivate it long enough, if we just let it listen to positivity, that we could pull it together, and maybe that brown apple could turn red. See, none of us would do that, yes or no? And the same thing applies to our business. Are you going to have some brown apples? How many of you agree that there's going to be some brown apples in your life? There's going to be some people that, look, Bob's helping people that have a disability, and he still had people tell him no to becoming a customer, even though his intentions were 100% pure, bigger than himself. And he still had some people that told him no. See, you're all going to run into that. We're going to get some brown apples when it comes to inviting people to look at ACN. We're going to get some brown apples when it comes to introducing the services to people that we know, but pay no mind to them. See, we're looking for red apples. How many of you know that we're looking for red apples? See, we're not in the convincing business here tonight. We're in the sorting business. See, if you were going to get apples, how many of you agree you would look what? Peter Pasternak, red apple. Maria, red apple. Alejandra, red apple. Al Bellington, red apple. Michael Eric, red apple. How many of you see these are natural people that are going to say yes? Now, are you going to have some green apples? Absolutely. Now, we just want to tell them to come to the presentation. Hey, you've got some great questions. I'm not the expert. I want you to meet the expert, and then you're going to have some brown apples. People that are going to tell you no, and they're going to probably stick to your hand. How many of you agree with that? If you get a brown apple on your hand, what do you got to do? You got to wipe it off. How many had to wipe some people off us? How many had some people that said no to us so bad that we're like, I got to take a shower after talking to you, right? You're so negative. I think I got some of that on me. Look, that's called normal. We all know that it happens in the Apple world and it's going to happen in the ACN world. But how do you get those green apples to turn red? Let me give you a little piece of advice. Get them to training. How many of you feel a lot better now that you were at training? How many of us have a lot more belief because we're at training? How many of us learned something about the service because we were at training? How many of us got real confident when we got a chance to hear, the testimonial from Bob? How many of us all of a sudden got a little more belief in us? How many of us got a little more conviction in what we're doing here tonight? See, in order for your team to win, you got to get them to training. See, I love the fact that all I had to do was get them to training. When people came to my Zoom meeting and said, I like it, what's the next step? Got to go to training. 7 p.m. on Thursday night on the same link. Guess what? That's training. See, here's what's exciting. And for those of you that go CQ, we have a leadership training. So if you're talking to your new IBO and said, look, if you get your CQ position done, we're going to invite you to leadership training. Now, what I loved about that, as long as I got them to training, the training would do the work for me. See, I didn't have time to explain all the services to people. I didn't have time to explain the compensation plan. I didn't have time to talk about how to build a team, but I knew if I could get them to training, somebody else would do that for me. How many of you understand that concept? And so look, I love the fact that training would teach them how to get a customer. That training would teach them the compensation plan. That training would give them the vision on how they could make money in what we're doing here tonight. And all I had to do was get them to training. Now, how many of us agree there's virtual trainings that we're doing here tonight? And I think we all got something out of the virtual training. But imagine if we could spend all day in a live event. Imagine if we could come together as an organization and spend one day submerging you in the information, learning everything there is to learn about the services, learning everything there is to learn about the compensation plan, or learning everything there is to learn about our business when it comes to building teams. Well, ACN made an announcement yesterday, the first announcement in 18 months that they are putting together a major one-day event. And that event's going to be in the New Jersey marketplace, September 11th. Now, that event is going to be put on by ACN themselves, meaning a live event. Ashley, that's exactly right. A live event that all of us can go to. Now, we did an emergency call today. We had an emergency call with everybody on the Rockstar team. And here's what we said. We said, if your team doesn't get a ticket, it's going to sell out. And we don't want anybody to call us in a week from now saying, hey, my team wants to go. Well, guess what? That ticket's gone. The first one's going to be September 11th. After that, the next one, September 18th, is going to be in Cleveland. So I don't want anybody from New York to call me up and say, hey, Patrick, I couldn't get a ticket. Now I have to go to Cleveland. And once Cleveland sells out on September 18th, the next one is October 2nd, and that's going to be in California. So imagine you being in Pennsylvania, they sold out the Cleveland event, and now you got to fly to California, all because you didn't get a ticket in time. So I want to make sure that everybody gets their ticket, because it's going to give you what you're looking to have. Not just you, but the people on your team. None of us are going to get wealthy on our own efforts. We got to bring a team. But in order for a team to come, how many of us agree we got to go first? Right? We got to say, hey, look, I talked to Peter earlier. Peter's like, I got my ticket. I got my airline ticket. I got my hotel ticket. Here's what I know. His team is going to come because he's already registered for this event and already made plans to be at this event. Now, let me show you how to get registered, because I don't want anyone to miss out on this. So this is the event. It's going to be Meadowlands, New Jersey, September 11th. That's going to give you the chance for you to get registered. September 18th, Cleveland, Ohio, and October 2nd, Costa Mesa, California, which is basically Metro LA. Now, those events, for you to get registered, we have an email that we sent out to everybody to get you registered. Now, if you did not get that email for these events, please get with the people that you're working with and they will give you the information. Your regional director, it's $29 for a ticket. Everybody's got to get a ticket, and there's an email that went out in Wealth Institute. Now, if you did not get the email for Wealth Institute, that's okay. We're going to send it out again, but let me show you how to register for future emails. This is our team website. It's called wealthinstituteinc.com. It's called wealthinstituteinc.com. And you're going to see right at the bottom of wealthinstituteinc.com, this is where you sign up for the newsletter. That's where we just shot out all the information about this upcoming event. Now, again, this is going to be an event that everybody's going to want to be a part of. You're going to see Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, September 1, Virginia, September 2. Everything we're doing is leading up to this national convention, September 11th. And we want to make sure all of you are there. Also, if you want to learn how to invite, maybe you said, Patrick, you talked really fast tonight. I wish you would have talked a little slower. No problem. If you come here, right here is a video that's going to give you the language of inviting. Now, what I love about this video is it's able to help you when it comes to inviting. It's going to give you the necessary information when it comes to inviting. So I just want to make sure that everybody is in a position that you get pre-registered, that you let your team get pre-registered, but imagine all of us spending one day. How many of us are excited to get together? I just came back from Atlanta. Man, the energy was off the charts. It was great to see everybody. It was great to be together. It was great for us to be able to be together. Now, look, I realize that there are going to be people that might not want to go to a live event. And I don't want to put anybody in a position where they feel that they can't build their business if they're not at a live event. So ACN is a well thought out company. And so what they're doing is they're going to have an online event. Does that make sense? So for people that said, hey, look, I'm just not ready to get together for whatever the reason, that's fine. We have an online event for people that want to participate online. Now, to get registered for the online event, pretty simple. You're going to go to the website, which is ACN Compass. It's right on your back office. And that's going to be September 24th and September 25th. So the 11th is going to be in the Meadowlands. The 18th is going to be in Cleveland, Ohio. And then you're going to have the 25th that's going to be in a virtual stadium. And then you're going to see the October event's going to be in California. So we are gearing up for an amazing fall 2021. We realized that people are excited about building residual income and people really want to go out and do something big. Now, remember, if you get 20 or more people on your Zoom, a senior vice president is going to show up. How many of you are going to commit to getting 20 or more people? Who's going to make that commitment to say, I will put 20 people on a Zoom? So you look, I see Miss Johnson, man, she's already telling me she's good. Ashley's already doing it. Dina's already made a decision. She's going to put 20 people on a Zoom. Who else is up for that challenge? Where are my rock stars that really want to make a statement? Who wants to do what Bob did? How many of you want to be interviewed in the next couple of weeks talking about what Bob did? Where's my rock stars? Look at that. Steve, he's ready. He's up for the challenge. He's making the regional director run right now. And so anybody else that's willing to do the same thing, we are going to be there. Look at Ryan. Look, I'm going to do a meeting for Ryan in a couple of minutes. He's on fire with ACN. Gino, look at it. He's making that decision. Gino, look at him, huh? Man, he's got New York behind him. We're coming to see you. I can't wait to be there with you in September 11th in the Meadowlands. And for any of you that want us to come to your Zoom meeting, just put 20 on the list. Your regional director is going to call us. Hey, look at that. 8:30, I will have 20 plus. Look at that. Ebony, 8:30. Miss Jones, 8:30. I love that. Man, putting that challenge out there. I can't wait to be on your Zoom. 8:30 on Thursday. I know where I'm going to be 8:30 on Thursday. I'm going to be with Mrs. Jones that's going to put 20 plus people on her Zoom meeting. So guys, I hope you got something out of tonight. We really look forward to helping all of you win in a big, big way. This concludes tonight's call. If you just want to unmute yourself and say goodnight together so we all can celebrate everybody that just joined the team and welcome to the family. Everybody have a great evening. Good night, everybody.
Night, everybody.
Take care. Great job tonight, man. Really proud of this team. You guys are doing amazing stuff. Bye-bye, everybody.